Now that we've got kind of most of the basics out of the way, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to name the arm joints and the leg joints. So this is L, that's left with L, arm, no, upper arm underscore JX, and then I'm going to go and name the rest. So I've done the arms, upper arm, elbow, wrist. Now with the upper arm, later on we're going to change the name actually back to normal joints because we don't want this to drive the mesh. Perhaps we could just call this left upper arm no twist. This is not going to be twisting, and I could call this JNT for now. So it's these two we're going to kind of include into deformation. I'll explain the reasons later on when we actually talk about deformation. And this one, we're going to call this L hip no twist underscore JNT. Okay, so I've named the leg joints as well, so you can see this is the hip, the first one, no twist JNT, knee JX, ankle JX, ball JX, and left toe end JNT. And the reason why it's an JNT, just a joint, not a JX for us, is because it's not driving the mesh. So we're naming it properly just to make sure we get all this right. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to just do the clavicle joint. So I'm going to go skeleton, create joint option box. For now, I'm just going to leave the settings like that. And I'll just draw one bone right from the clavicle and one here for now. And later on, I'm going to delete this one. But for now, I just want to do this. Skeleton, orient joint, option box, apply. And then I'll delete this last joint. And this one is L clavicle underscore JX. And what we would like to do, we want to position this into a right place. So I'm just going to click, just slightly bring forward, not out of the mesh. We want to make sure we follow the anatomy somewhere around here. Oops. Go to the top view, double check, yeah. And then what I like to do is make this joint the child of the clavicle, press P. And we want to clavicle to be the child of the sternum joint, which is spine 4. This one and that one, press P. And don't forget, you select the child and shift select the parent joint. Now you've got this. Okay, and the same thing for this guy. We're going to select that and shift select the pelvis, not the pelvis end. It's the pelvis JX. The end is just there visually. Oh, I can even delete that, but I'm just going to leave it there. Select that, press P. Now we've got a full hierarchy. Selecting the root means that we can verify they all move together. Now we can do the other side. So I'm just going to select the clavicle, left clavicle, go to skeleton, mirror joint, option box, Y and Z, making sure that the behavior is set. And also we don't want to type the names again, so we're looking for the letter L. That's why we named it properly with an uppercase, and then replacing with letter R, apply, and now you can see the names are copied as well properly. And the same thing for this guy. You will find out if you don't name it properly, when you mirror it, it won't recognize that you will have different names. So now we've got full spine skeleton there. And the next thing we're going to do whilst we're at this, we're going to start with actually creating the spine controls. Now at this stage, you could actually save this file and call this bind rig to a certain extent. But there are things that we have to do to be able to actually do a fully deformable rig. It's better to perhaps to start thinking about IK and FK rigs. Now, in the industry, if you set up the bind skeleton that's going to deform the mesh, you could actually just keep that file separate and use another team member to actually do all the skin weights and everything whilst you work on control rig, the puppet rigs and so on and so forth. But because this is a kind of a contained thing and student project perhaps, or and I'm the only one doing it on this one, so I'm just gonna stick to this file for now and have iterations of it. Anyway, so what we would like to do is, first of all, we would like to select one of the upper arm joints, Control D to duplicate. I'm just going to find it, and Shift P to take it out of the hierarchy. That's it. So this one, I'm just going to pull it there for now. Later on I can just snap it back. This one is going to be the IK. So left upper arm, or L, we can just delete all these. Left upper arm IK underscore JNT. Left elbow and then left wrist IK JNT. That's very important that we got a underscore IK. I think I might have done all uppercase. I should maybe change to lowercase. I don't know. It looks lowercase, but anyway, yeah. So now I'm going to duplicate that once more, like so, and there we go. And I'm going to make that FK, modify, search and replace names, search for IK, replace it with FK, apply, and the names are changed. I'm just going to take this number 1 out of the equation. That's it. So we now got an IK, an FK, and they're JNTs. They're nothing to do with driving the mesh. They're just controls for the actual bind joints or JX joints. We don't need to do the same thing for the legs, because the legs are gonna just be driven by the IK, and the IK leg setup, or this setup, is going to be responsible for driving the mesh. If your character is going to swim, it's going to kind of swing off a tree or something, then you can have an IK FK setup similar to what you will have on the arms. So now that we've got this ready, what we're going to do, again, we're going to separate the videos in terms of controls and bone setup. What we are going to do next is actually going to, in the next session, we're going to continue with setting up the bind rig of the arms, making sure we've got the right number of twist joints and all the rest ready for the actual control of the entire control rig as well. So yeah, thank you for watching.